him on my back.
Pretty upset about it. Multiples. Get tangled up. Welcome back to Sage and Stone Homestead. My name is Heather, if you are new here, and we are just hours away, probably, from our first kids of this year hitting the ground. I have these two La Manchas right here. There's Elpis, and then back here is Christine. They're both standard La Manchas, bred to a Nigerian dwarf. His name is Havoc. And Christine here is 3 days overdue. Elpis, she's due tomorrow, and both of them have huge, massive udders and disappearing ligaments. So it's not gonna be long now. Right now, they are eating their feelings. Christine is not letting me get close to her. Every time I come up to her, she's running away from me, which she does do. Christine was abused in her last home. I was able to get close enough to her to notice that she is leaking a little bit of milk, which is not ideal when it comes to udders, but for her, it means that she's in the early stages of labor. So we will have babies very soon. Good morning. It's been several hours. You can hear my roosters crowing, and both girls are still at it. So you can see Elpis over there. She looks like she's actually pretty close to pushing, which I love. We all did get a couple hours of sleep, a few hours of sleep, which is good. Miss Christine here, she hasn't really changed what she's doing. She is contracting regularly. She is chewing her cud. But the thing with older does is sometimes they just become less efficient at giving birth. So this is her last kidding on my farm. She's gonna just become a pasture princess after this. But the kidding before this, I had to completely pull her baby. She didn't push at all. And it was a very similar situation. I felt like things were taking forever. So I went in there just to check, and there was a baby right there that she was completely ignoring. She needed to push out. So we're gonna check her. She's only dilated like this much. So she's been chewing her cud. Right now she's doing a little bit of baby talk. She's fine. I'm gonna let her out with the herd so she can move around more. I know you're looking for a child. You have to go labor some more. Christine is now looking at me like, where is it? Where's my baby? She's not ready to have it quite yet. I know. So we've switched gears a little bit and brought Elpis in here because I'm pretty sure Elpis is further along in her process. She's a lot younger. She started contracting, I think it was around midnight last night. I saw her on the camera this morning laying down and doing some leg out extended kind of contractions, and usually they're not far from pushing when they do that. It definitely looks like we're gonna have a 2-for-1 day today. So Christine here looked like she was gonna be a little bit further behind than Elpis just based on her dilation, but she got the excitement for babies once I did her check. She started doing a little bit of baby talk, and she looks like she's gonna be the first one to start pushing. I'm keeping my eye on Elpis over here though. She is having some very, very strong contractions. She's been doing a lot of digging. So could be an interesting hour or two. There we go. I feel teeth, so it might be a boy. You got it. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, baby's trying to breathe, so I'm gonna pull. Yep. Good girl. Good girl. There we are. Hi, baby. Good job, mommy. If she doesn't have two in there, I'll be surprised. It's not a big baby. You are slimy. It's a slimy little girl. She's a pretty one. Here, Mama, lick her off. That's yours. The reason that I thought this doeling was going to be a little boy is because I could feel teeth. And usually the teeth are just below the gum line when they're born, unless they're boys. For some reason, the boys tend to erupt those bottom teeth a little bit earlier, but Christine is 4 days overdue, so that's probably why Little Miss has some teeth. Ooh, and I think she's polled. Yeah. I think we have another polled mini girl from Havoc. There's something in there, but it might be placenta.
Oh, where's it at, Mom? Looks exactly like Curry. Is it a girl or a boy?
That's a little girl. A little
You got a girl?
Yeah.
She's so cute.
A little polled girl, and she's trying to stand.
She's ready.
So a friend showed up. I texted Megan and I said, "Oh, I see slime coming out of Christine if you're bored." Here I am. And Elpis is starting to push. So this is a very exciting day.
Yeah. Oh, was Clover trying to steal your crackers?
Oh yeah, Clover's a cracker monster.
You can't have his crackers. You can't have his
You
crackers.
better guard those crackers.
That's why I put him on my back earlier.
Yeah. That belly, I know. Good job.
Huh?
Good girl. Now this didn't happen with Christine, and it doesn't always happen, but a lot of times you'll see this pre-baby bubble, and I think it's called an amnion sac, and that just kind of helps pave the way for baby. So baby's coming. Oh, is that a hawk? Yeah. Hang on, I think you have a hawk right here.
Huh?
Yeah, a hawk. That is a back knee.
Oh.
Yeah, ooh. Hang on, Elpis, I thought you were... We can get it, hold on. Multiples get tangled up. I went in there a little bit superficially and I can feel what feels like the knee of the baby. The back knee, it's called a hawk. And that's not gonna work. So we've got to do a little bit of rearranging. This can happen with multiples. It's kind of unfortunate when the first baby is a little bit tangled because there's not a lot of room to move around. I've got to go slow. I know. What I'd like her to do
Just go down on her front knees again.
is lay down. Like stay laid down. That's definitely a knee. You can't do that. I'm gonna move you around. I know. I am right-handed, honey. I'm right-handed. No, mommy.
It's okay.
Yep. All right, it is definitely what I thought. Now that I'm all the way in, it's better for her. But the problem is she didn't have any baby paving the way.
So it's just tight.
Yeah, so it's tight. So I'm just gonna double check and make sure that I do in fact have
Just one baby right there.
a knee. It's gotta be what that is. Yep, that's what that is. So when you're repositioning this, You really need to push the baby back in and pull these legs back, but you need to be very careful because the legs can puncture the uterus, which would be bad. So I've got both back feet kind of in my fist.
Yeah, try to let her go.
Got it. One foot. Good girl, Elpie.
You got it, Mama.
2 feet. Good girl.
Here we go.
2 back feet. And I'm gonna let her rest, okay? I will have to help this baby though, because backwards.
It's there. Yep. Can I do anything to help you?
Nope, she's good.
Okay.
The reason I didn't want you here is because I'm trying to show people how they can do it themselves. Yeah.
No, I understand.
I know you'd be helpful and you would have held her still. So I don't have any blood, which is great.
There we go.
And oh, we got it pretty much.
It's like
Kind of fast, okay?
There you go, Mama.
There we go.
Just a
That is a living, beautiful baby, and Elpis might be a little bit traumatized, okay? Woo, this dress is done. That's a hard thing to untangle, but Elpie did it. Are you a boy or a girl? You're a pretty. That's what you are. You're big. Boy. Of course. Elpis, one big, backwards ornery boy.
Yeah, there's a nose.
That one's got its head sideways. There we go. You're all right, Elpis. That's a big one, too.
Yep.
Yep. Good girl. Yeah. $2 so far. That would explain the udder.
Yep.
That might be it, you guys. Because, oh, gracious. They're pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
Those are big babies.
It's about to nurse while she's laying down.
Look at him go. Look at him go. He did. Elpis is like, you know what? Not today.
Not today. We're not doing that right now, okay, sir.
Look, he's got the other one. He got it.
It's like a dog or a
He's
pig
not
nursing.
even half dry.
It's like a dog or a cat nursing.
That is so funny. Look at him. He's not even, he's like, who needs to stand?
Who needs to stay? I'll just lay out on my side.
I think Elpis is going to be done at 2 bucklings because I don't feel anything else, but she's not standing, so. Oh my goodness. Was that good food? Good morning. It's the next day, and I wanted to show you Elpis's little babies all dried off. This is the first little baby, the one that was stuck. And just to illustrate how he was inside of mom, essentially, he was all tucked back like this with one of his hocks in the birth canal like that. So that is really kind of a fat situation for her to try to pass. Likely impossible. So what I did was reach in there, and I had both feet in my hand like this, and it did kind of go one by one. One foot came back, and then the next foot came back, and that was a more streamlined situation. He came out pretty good. So he's super adorable, little mini La Mancha. This one does have horns. And this is baby boy number 2. I'm having a hard time telling if I think he's gonna be black or chocolate. His face kind of looks like he might turn into a little bit of a chocolate. Do you have entropion eyelid? I think he does. Sometimes they can be born, yep, that's what that was. Sometimes they can be born with their eyelid flipped under a little bit, and them blinking will just drag their eyelashes across the surface of the eye, and it can cause an infection. I'll just have to keep an eye on that. I did not notice that yesterday. We have seen that in the past. There we go, your other eye's fine. And I've flipped it once and it cleared up fine in the other baby. So that should be that. I don't know if you've noticed that he got Elphis's waddles. Really cute, and he's polled. Havoc, our buck, is moon spotted, and he looks like he may have passed at least one little tiny moon spot on this guy's front leg. And possibly here at the base of the tail. You see that? Yeah, that's what that is. Moon spotted, polled, gorgeous. Is that eye okay? I don't know. You might have it on the other eye too. Oh, he's all right. That eye's okay. We are not keeping any of these little boys. And this one here is a little doeling. This was Christine's single doeling. She's beautiful. And for being a single, she's actually kind of small. She's the same size as those twins down there. Huh. She is also polled. And my daughter was looking at her yesterday thinking she saw a few moon spots. But you know, looking at her this morning, I don't really see them. She does have a little bit of that like chocolate haze around her eyelids, and that is not a moon spot. Chocolates will usually get that like almost brown looking haze around their eyes, and then they get lighter as they get older. So we did have plans to keep a doeling out of Christine, so we were really excited that she had a doeling for us. I mentioned it earlier in the video, this is the last breeding season for Christine. She's just getting old. She did a really good job with this birth. Usually does, their main cause of death is a kidding issue towards the end of their productive life, and I don't want that for her. I would like her to be able to retire out on pasture and not risk kidding complications causing the end of her life. So we are going to retire her. Well, we can't keep this doeling, and I'm pretty upset about it. So as some of you know, we are working towards a really great line of mini La Manchas. So we are in the process of really establishing our foundation herd. The first mini La Manchas that were bred here, were born here last spring, and I haven't gotten a chance to freshen all of them, or they haven't all had babies, so I can check out their udders and figure out who I'd like to keep and breed on. So our herd is still very new in that regard. And this little girl has 3 teats, and I don't really know how it happened. So a dairy goat is not allowed technically to have more than 2 teats. Now, some of them do have them. Goats don't follow the rules all the time. They're just, these things happen either genetically or environmentally, from what I'm told. But when it comes to registered animals, they really should have 2 teats. There's a dairy goat, their whole existence is really about that udder. They are a dairy goat after all. So she's actually, I'll try to show you on camera. If it doesn't show up, I do have a picture of her little teats. Okay. Can you see it in here? It's like 2 are fused together right there. So I feel like even if she went to like a home milker, that it could be a problem, because it's essentially 2 teats fused together like this. And that's going to be really hard for a baby to nurse on. She could definitely risk mastitis from not having that side drained. Someone would have to pay super close attention to her in order to use her as a dairy goat. And I don't know, when you see flaws like this and you can foresee the issues this early on in the goat's life, especially for a foundation herd like we're trying to establish, it's not smart to keep them as breeding stock. So she will be sold to a pet-only family, and she's gonna make someone really happy because she's cute. I think she went under the milk stand. She went somewhere. She's around. She went under the milk stand. Yeah. So the lighting in my barn this time of day is kind of off. I apologize about that. But I get asked quite often when I start milking my dairy does after they've given birth. And really it depends on the situation. In this specific instance, Christine has a lot of milk and she only has 1 small baby that probably can't keep up. I have already drained this one larger side before I did it yesterday. And it looks like I'm gonna have to do it again. We're gonna have to keep up on this so that she doesn't risk mastitis and just to keep her supply up. So I will be milking alongside this little girl from essentially day 1. New babies are fun, but I will really encourage everyone to not lose track of their does during this exciting time. They can go south kind of fast, and that's obviously not the point. I have a video talking all about postpartum doe care. I'm gonna leave that up here for you.